Hi everyone and welcome to Easy Learning. Today we are going to cover part 29 of our ABAT exam series and the topic is demands and demand fading. So what are demands? Demands refer to tasks, instructions or expectation placed on an individual. So in ABA, in behavior analysis, demands are basically what you are asking, what you are expecting from your client, the instructions or the task you are giving them. It can be simple instructions like pick up the pencil, or it can be even complex tasks requiring multiple steps. And whenever the demands get higher, whenever the demands trigger problematic behavior like avoidance or aggression, a systematic approach like demand fading is used. Now, what is demand fading? Demand fading is basically either the gradual reintroduction or increase of demand to encourage compliance while reducing challenging behavior. So, you are basically reducing the demands and increasing them gradually. Why? To encourage compliance. And this helps the individual tolerate tasks they used to find difficult or aversive because you are now breaking them into smaller or manageable parts. What are the steps in demand fading? Identify the aversive demands. So first of all, you have to determine which task or instruction trigger problematic behavior. For example, a student may engage in escape behavior when asked to complete math worksheet. So the aversive demand would be math worksheet. Establish a baseline. Assess the individual's current tolerance for demands and their response pattern. For example, the student can complete one math problem before exhibiting avoidance behavior. So, what would be the baseline here? One math problem. Introduce demands at a tolerable level. Start with the reduced version of the demand that the individual can handle without engaging in problematic behavior. For example, you will begin with one problem. This was the tolerable level, this was the baseline, and then you will provide reinforcement upon completion. Pair demands with reinforcement. As said earlier, you should offer immediate and meaningful reinforcement for compliance with the task. After completing one problem, the student will receive praise or access to a preferred activity. So you will basically pair the demand with reinforcement. Now gradually increase demands. Slowly raise the expectation over time while maintaining a high rate of reinforcement. For example, moving from one problem to two, then three, ensuring success at each step before increasing. Fade reinforcement gradually. You need to fade reinforcement also in order to focus on generalization. As the individual becomes more tolerant of demand, reduce the frequency or intensity of reinforcement. Provide reinforcement after completing a set of problems rather than each one. Monitor and adjust. You need to continuously observe the individual's responses and adjust the pace of fading as needed. If problematic behavior resurfaces, reduce the demand level temporarily before resuming fading. Now, what are the applications of demand fading? So, in classroom setting, demand fading helps students build tolerance for academic tasks, for example, writing, reading, math. A teacher might reduce the number of sentences required for a writing assessment, gradually increasing them over time. This will increase compliance as well. Daily living skills. So, demand fading can be used in daily living skills and it can encourage independence in tasks like grooming, cooking, or cleaning. For example, starting with brushing one teeth, then gradually increase until the individual brushes all teeth. And in therapeutic goals, demand fading support individuals with autism or developmental delays to engage in therapy session or structured activity. Example include gradually extending the time spent in a therapy session. Coming towards the tip for effective demand fading. You should use preference assessment in order to identify highly motivating reinforcers to pair with task completion. Focus on controlling the environment. Minimize distractions or competing stimuli during task engagement. Promote choice and control. You should allow the individual to make choices about the task For example, the order of steps to increase their engagement. Also set realistic goals. Ensure each step in the fading process is attainable for the individual. Combine with functional communication training. Teach appropriate ways to request break or assistance, reducing reliance on escape behavior. Coming towards the MCQ. What does the term demands refer to in behavior analysis? Task, instructions, or expectations placed on an individual. Which of the following is the primary purpose of demand fading in behavior analysis? To gradually reintroduce or increase demands in a manageable way. When introducing demands, it is important to pair demands with reinforcement to encourage compliance. Which of the following is an effective strategy for demand fading? Gradually increasing demands while monitoring the individual's response. How can functional communication training FCT be combined with demand fading? By using FCT to teach appropriate communication responses when faced with demands. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.